Okay, let's move on to Manchester United and winning the EFL Cup, I think it's called now, the League Cup on Sunday against Southampton. Having really, Liam, they had a bit of a chase in for long periods in the game, but in the end, Ibrahimovic with the 2 goals did the job for them. I thought they were kind of mad to sign Ibrahimovic. I thought it was a gimmick. He's 35. I thought this guy is never going to do it in the Premier League. He's scored 26 goals. He's played nearly every game, and he has astonished me. And I've no problem being wrong. He's been a big leader for them, hasn't he?
Absolutely, and I think all the people in the game were hoping that your assessment of the situation was going to be right. We didn't want a strong Ibrahimovic.
Did you share it, by the way?
No, I don't think I did, because the guy has always looked, we've seen him in international competition as well, Eamon. We watched him in the Euros against Ireland. He doesn't seem to want to do too much about defending from the front or anything like that. But the guy has got such great intuition to be where the ball's going to be, and his ability to link up with his teammates is brilliant. He's a bit like the Cantona of old for Manchester United. I didn't think he would do as well as he's doing now. I mean, I certainly didn't think he'd be up to playing week in, week out in the Premiership at his age.
Yeah, and playing in the Europa League as well on Thursday night.
Yeah, he plays in most games. They didn't use him in the FA Cup last time, but they brought him on and he got the winning goal. He's had a great season. He's had a couple of months as well where he went a bit dry as regards scoring goals, but he's back scoring them now, and he's got personality, he's got character, and he's a real leader in that in that attack for Manchester United. All the other players look to give him the ball, they look to link up with him, and as a forward, you'd have to say he's probably been Manchester United's best signing since Wayne Rooney.
Yeah,
because they spent an awful lot of money on other forwards, but you'd have to say he's been Manchester United's best signing, definitely, since Wayne Rooney.
Yeah, it strikes me Van Persie would be a good comparison, not favourable to Van Persie. John, what did you think before the season started about signing Ibrahimovic?
Well, I had mixed feelings about him, Eamon. I honestly didn't think he would be as successful as he has been. I'm surprised at that. But I always had mixed feelings throughout his career, Eamon. Yeah. I remember doing I think the three of us did a tournament a few years ago. I think it was the Euros of the World Cup, and he never kicked a ball in it.
It was the Euros,
yeah. Was it a good few years ago? Like when he was at his peak, or supposedly at his peak, I always thought, well, is he going to do it? Is he not going to do it? Some days when he's not scoring, you think, well, he's a waste of time. But obviously, scoring the goals he's gone for Manchester United has been a huge success, and a much bigger success than I expected him to be. There's no doubt about that.
Liam's comparison with Cantona, I think, strikes me as very true, in the sense that he's not afraid of the responsibility. He relishes the responsibility. He relishes taking responsibility on the pitch. He loves the idea of being at Old Trafford. And it is in some ways reminiscent of Cantona, the strutting around, the boasting, this sort of ego thing. But behind it all, a guy who works like a dog on his fitness and his game.
Yeah, well, he wouldn't have lasted as long as he has done, Eamon, at 35 if he didn't look after himself. And he is an unusual character. There's no doubt he loves himself, but that's okay as long as he's doing his stuff. I think there are similar situation to the Cantona, I think. Actually, I think he's more of a team player than Cantona was.
Yeah.
Eamon.
Yeah.
And Cantona had great players with him at that particular time. You had Roy Keane coming on, Brian Robson was still there. They had a lot of great players, Scholes, where Ibrahimovic doesn't have that calibre of player around him. And I think, the Cantona signing at the time and was a great signing for Ferguson, because I think they blew the league the year before, Eamon, and they looked like losers, and to the crowd they looked like losers. And I think when he signed Cantona at the Christmas time, it gave the fans a hero and a non-loser, and he was the right man certainly to take on that particular role. I think Ibrahimovic is a much more I think he loves himself as well, but not quite as much as Cantona. But I think he's done. I think he's actually, if he keeps going, although he's a lot older than Cantona was when he came there, with the team that he's playing in, Eamon, again, I'd repeat myself, they don't have the calibre of players that Cantona had. So I think he's done extremely well, and it depends now how long he can continue that. But I think he's been a very, very good signing so far.
Yeah, I mean,
but John is absolutely right there. The Manchester United team, and I think it showed on Sunday.
Yeah, it did.
Not a great outfit. And Mourinho has a lot of work to do there. And I think that's why they're 16 behind Chelsea in the league. You have to remember that. Manchester United have spent enormous amounts of money over the last few years trying to emulate Ferguson and then rectify the situation. Mourinho's got a trophy under his belt, but with the squad of players they've got, I think. There'll have to be changes, I think, next season if they're going to win the league, particularly in defence, because I think Chelsea are showing this season that the defence has got to be such that it doesn't leak stupid goals and give the team too much to do, and week in, week out, that's what Chelsea are doing. And I think Manchester United will have to look at that situation and change it in a big way if they're going to win the league next year.
Yeah, and I mean, good business. They got him for nothing, Liam Ibrahimovic. So it kind of, if you link that really to what we were talking about earlier with Leicester, Mahrez 400,000, Vardy $1 million. If you really,
the signing of players has always been the key situation, hasn't it? It's always been the thing that makes the difference, and you're absolutely. He's making a difference at the moment, but you must remember they're not even in the top four.
No,
you can't blame him. If they don't finish in the top four, or you can't blame him if they end up having a season that they're disappointed in. It's not down to him. He's been a wonderful signing for them.
Yeah, can I ask you?